And now I just want to talk a little bit about student services and the facilities that we have available to you as an international student here on campus. And so I work in the International Student Office. We provide personalized support to you as an international student. I said that in the beginning. We want to make sure that you have a great experience here. We want to make sure that you're satisfied, and we want you to be successful. So you can always come to us. We can help you with anything you might need here on campus. There's also a career service office. This is a great service available to you as a student. They help you search for jobs. They help you prepare for job interviews, preparing for your resume. And also there are career fairs here on campus. And so that's a great opportunity for you to meet future employers. So definitely take advantage of what the Career Service Office offers so that you can get a head start on finding your work experience here in the US. We have a health service in a clinic here on campus. So if you're not feeling well, you can always go to the clinic. We have a wellness center with an indoor gym and pool and basketball courts. So there are a lot of places to stay healthy and stay fit, as well as dining on campus. We have a main cafeteria, and then we have several restaurants and coffee shops across campus. So it's a really, like I said, a big university, a lot of services available, a lot of facilities. You'll also, for the bachelor students, if you're listening and you're going to be coming for a bachelor's program, we have 9 residence halls on campus. So we have several thousand students that live right here on campus. It's an amazing atmosphere. It's a great place to be able to meet other students from the US and from other countries. And it's all very safe as well. So the living on campus is a great part of coming to the United States, is getting involved and participating in all the activities and meeting people. So that's a really good opportunity for you to be able to live in the residence halls here. And then I was mentioning earlier, for the master's students, you don't have to live in the residence halls. You can live off campus. That's no problem. We have a lot of apartments within walking distance of our campus. Everything here is very close together, so you can walk to an apartment off campus, but you can also live on campus in one of our apartments here. And those are very affordable, $300 per month if you have a roommate. And so I just wanted to share a few photos with you of our campus. We have 62 buildings here at Murray State University. It's one of the prettiest college campuses in the United States. Everything is very, very close together. That's what makes it nice for you as an international student. You don't need a car. You can walk everywhere here. One side of campus to the other is about a 15-minute walk maximum. Some of our buildings are some of the original buildings from 1928. Absolutely beautiful buildings, and we have obviously new buildings as well. So you can see here, these are some of our international students. We have an international student organization. This is a group of students that organize activities and trips and events. And so definitely we want you to be a part of the International Student Organization. We also have a very active Indian Student Association. Our Indian Student Association, I saw a post recently. They had badminton tournament, and they're doing cricket tournaments. And so there's a lot of fun things going on here in terms of the different student organizations and student groups. And so I just wanted to say thank you so much. My name is Tyson again. We're excited to have you here for the presentation, and I know you'll have some questions for me. And I'd like to just thank you again so much.
Thank you, Tyson, for the wonderful presentation. In fact, the best part of this is, one, basically, it's a 99-year-old institution, which will be 100 years next year. It's is highly ranked as per the US News, 30 consecutive years in Tier 1. And then basically the fees that you are is one of the only few universities who would be charging international students domestic fees, $8,000 for international students for a 1-year master's program. and bachelor's also basically reasonable. So a public university with a very, very reasonable fee and basically a good ranking. These are definitely some of the USPs besides basically a career placement division and other things that you talked about. So thank you very much for presenting Murray State University to us. Now, Sayadri is asking any special offer next year for international students. I would say any special offer this year for international students as you are going to complete next year 100 years.
Yes, that's a great question. I don't know. I hadn't thought about that. I don't think we do, but you know we do have those scholarships available for international students. Those are the international leadership scholarships. You know, so definitely encourage. You know, we're encouraging students to apply for admission. You know, once you get admitted to Murray State, then you'll have access to your student portal and you can submit the scholarship application.
Right. So, you know, very important to understand is that the tuition fee is low, and plus basically you have a $2,000 scholarship, $1,500 scholarship, $1,000, which can reduce the cost. But is this scholarship only for the first year at the time of entry, or is it renewable?
It's not renewable. No, it's not renewable, unfortunately, but generally if a student gets it the first year, you know, and they reapply, then, you know, we will typically give it every year. But currently, I mean, the way the scholarship is set up, it's not renewable, but yes, I mean, if the student reapplies after the first year and they're still doing well and they're, you know, involved with the activities on campus and, you know, they're going to have a very good chance of getting it for the second year also.
Perfect. The fees are still low and it's a public university, ranked university. What I wanted to also know is there any application fee waiver? There have been two questions that student has asked.
We don't have an application fee waiver. Our application fee is $50. I think for the students attending today, contact Mr. Richard, and I think we can try to help you as much as possible. Just because you've attended the presentation, and yeah, I think we can. So yes, try, you know, gather all your information, gather your documents, talk with Mr. Richard, and then we should be able to help you get your application started.
Thank you, Tyson, for offering that application fee waiver so that students who are applying for Murray State University can take the benefit. Now, understand, basically, you are not spending anything on the application. You are knowing your admission chance. You know whether you've got scholarship, and then you can apply for the admission as well as for the visa. So it's a good offer to understand your chances at Murray State University. Also, basically, you know, there's a question basically on the current pandemic situation. How are the situations basically? Do the student have to take blended courses when they join Murray State University?
So the situation here is, you know, fairly normal. We're basically back to how we were before the pandemic. Classes are in person. You know, we have face-to-face classes. You know, events are going on. Most people here are vaccinated. The vaccine is available for free. So yeah, I mean, mostly for the most part, everything is back to normal. I don't know what it will look like for the January intake, but for the August intake from just a couple weeks ago, we had students we had students in quarantine for 3 days, and then we gave them a COVID test on the third day. So for 3 days, they stayed here on campus. We brought them food, you know, and they could walk around the dorm room, but they couldn't go outside. And so on the third day, we gave them the COVID test, and then they were free to go out and do whatever they want. So I think it'll probably be similar to that for this upcoming January intake. We're not exactly sure what the regulations will be, but it'll probably be similar to that. And then in general, outside, nobody is required to wear a mask, but indoors, we are asking students to wear a mask indoors.
Okay.
But it's still very good here. I mean, everything's all the activities are happening. Classes are going on. So yeah, it's definitely a good time to apply. Go ahead, get in touch with Mr. Richard. We can definitely get your application started.
Perfect. There's a question from Vincent. He wants to know if a student wants to do an agriculture program at Mughal State University, if the student later on comes back to India, will he be able to apply what he has learned at Mughal State University?
I'm not as familiar with agriculture. I'm sorry, I don't know as much about that program, to be honest with you. We have a Master of Science in Agriculture program. It's a very good program that we have. I don't know in terms of the job opportunities, in India. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know. I can try to find out if you want to maybe send a message to Mr. Richard, and then we can get some more information for you.
Vincent, what I could tell you is that degree will be acceptable worldwide. There will be no problem in the degree being not acceptable worldwide. In terms of job opportunities, it could range from country to country. So, that is one factor that you need to look forward. If you want to work in US, then probably you will be paid for the master's degree that you have done in Mughal State University. If you want to work in India, or you want to work in the labs in India, then you will have to find out what type of companies are you targeting, and accordingly, probably you would be paid. So salary may vary in terms of, but otherwise the degree would be acceptable worldwide. Wherever you go, you will not have any problem with the degree. Yeah, so even if you want to apply, if you want to become a farmer and you want to apply it in your country, India, you want to basically become a farmer, yes, the technology and everything would be the same, right? The program would be any university that offers the program. They understand that there will be a lot of international students that will also be doing this program. So they will teach a program which will be universally applicable. Am I right, Tyson?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and what I could do also to maybe give more information is we do have some recent graduates who completed our Master of Science in Agriculture program. I could try to get the student connected with them as well. They might have some more insight into it. But yeah, I mean, basically, the degree here would be recognized anywhere in the world. And so I know for a lot of students, they want to get some work experience here in the US before they return. So the students I know who graduated from that program, they're currently here in the US.
Okay, perfect. So that's a good opportunity that you have provided. So Vincent, if you want to connect with some of the students, probably if you are interested, then that option can be done, as Tyson mentioned. So you can kind of talk to the students and you can then get your doubts cleared. Regarding the accommodation, you mentioned first year student undergraduate has to mandatorily take the accommodation. Am I right?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah. So for the first 2 years, freshman year, sophomore year, students would live on campus. If they're under 21 years old, then yes, for the first year and second year, they would live on campus.
However, the master students are free to stay off campus and they can select the accommodations, right?
Correct.
The accommodation and living cost anyway is quite cheaper, which you have mentioned on campus, the facility that the student can enjoy on campus.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. So the master's students can live on campus, they can live off campus. Usually the on-campus apartments we have, they fill up fairly early, so once you get admission to Murray State and you're going to be coming here, apply for do the housing application. We have a housing application, you can apply for housing because the on-campus apartments we have usually fill up fairly quickly. If they're all full, then don't worry. I mean, we have a lot of apartments within walking distance of campus, just, across the street, a couple streets down. You can live off campus as well. So yeah, on campus and off campus is available.
Perfect. So one more question, basically, that is that how much time does the Murray State University takes for undergraduate and graduate after the application is complete for processing?
So right now we are processing applications as quickly as we can. For the bachelor students, usually it takes about a week to a week and a half, about a week to 10 days to have the admission letter and the I-20. For the master's students, it takes a little bit longer just because those applications are sent to the department, so the academic department will actually look at the application and make a decision. So it takes approximately 3 weeks, 2 to 4 weeks, I would say, for the master's applications.
Further, I want to mention one more thing, that student who has a 3.0 GPA or more, they can have a Zoom interview or Skype interview, and there is a chance of getting a GRE waiver. Some of the programs, like for example, MBA and Masters in Information System already have a GRE waiver, right?
Yes, correct. Yes. So those are fantastic programs that we have. The MBA, it's EACC-Education accredited. That program, we can offer a GRE waiver. So you can apply with your mark sheets and your language test scores. And then also for the information systems program, that's a STEM program, computer science, software development, business analytics, that program as well. And if you have a 3.0 GPA, then you can apply and you can be admitted without the GRE score.
Perfect. And EACC-Education accreditation is too difficult. There are, as Tyson mentioned, there are 800 institutes across the world. In India, I guess there are 2 or probably 3 who have EACC-Education accreditation. So it's given only to the top institutes, and you have to be eligible to gain that accreditation. So the MBA has the EACC-Education accreditation, and the MS Information System is a STEM program, which allows you to stay for 3 years after your program to search a job, after which, if the employer is ready to sponsor you, then you are going to convert your student visa to a work visa, which will be eligible for further stay of another 3 years. Fine. One good thing that you also mentioned is about the Indian community, the Indian Student Association, the cricket, the badminton that has been played. So students who are coming from India would feel that they have more students from India, and that will give the comfort. So what about the airport pickups and basically if a student after getting the visa, do Murray State offer any such services?
Yes, so we offer an airport shuttle service, and whenever you get your visa, let us know that you have your visa, and then we'll tell you the kind of the check-in process. We'll give you some times when you can arrive to the airport, and we will actually be there to pick you up, and we'll bring you to campus, and then we'll get you checked in. We'll get you registered for classes. We'll take care of all the documents and everything like that, and then you'll start your studies. It's pretty simple, but yeah, we will pick you up at the airport, as long as we know when you're coming, and we'll bring you to campus. So we want to make it, it's always a little bit stressful, moving to a new country, and maybe it's your first time leaving India, and you're coming to the United States for the first time. It's always stressful, but we want to be there, we'll be there the whole time to help you. We have, the Indian Student Association, the International Student Organization, the staff here in our office. We have a team here that we're just here to help the international students. And so we will definitely make sure you have a good transition to life here in the US.
Thank you, Tyson. Thank you for
Yes,
all
and I
the
wanted
information.
yeah, thank you. And I wanted to, Mr. Arvind had a question as well about his daughter. She's in the third, this was a direct message, so I don't know if you saw it, Mr. Richard.
No,
But
I was not able to see it. Okay, go
okay,
ahead.
I'll read it here. Mr. Arvind, his daughter's in the third semester of the biology program in India. And so she's wanting to come here for her bachelor's degree. So yes, we have students that transfer here. We can actually accept the courses, the subjects that she's already taken. So basically, there's kind of two steps to the process. She's going to apply for admission, and we will need her, her passport copy. We will need her IELTS, TOEFL, Duolingo. We will also need her mark sheets from University. And then the second part to that is we will need a course by course evaluation. So because she's wanting to transfer the courses here, we will need a WES evaluation. It's WES, or an ECE evaluation, ece.org. You can visit those web pages. Normally, for most of you listening, you don't need to get a WES evaluation or an ECE evaluation. But for Mr. Arvind's daughter, in this case, she is going to transfer her credits here to earn the degree from Murray State. And so we would need the WES or the ECE evaluation, course by course evaluation. So she'll get admission, and then a couple of weeks later, we will look at all of her courses and we'll transfer those to Murray State. And then before she comes here, she will be able to know exactly which courses have transferred and which courses she needs in order to graduate. So so that's really good. She'll know exactly what she needs to do. Normally, our office here is very, trying to think of the word, I guess, flexible, or very, accommodating, trying to give the students as many transfer credits as possible. So I think, if she's done 3 years or 3 semesters or 4 semesters already in India, then most likely almost all of those courses will transfer here to Murray State. So that would be great. Yeah.
That would be really great. So if very few institutes, again, basically I'm talking with my 21 years of experience, because Indian education and US education are not considered same. So very few institutes will give you full credits, but if you can get full credits, then it's very good, because you are going to save your time and the money that you have spent on those 2 years. Perfect.
Exactly.
Thank you, Tyson. Thank you for answering again all the questions, for taking up, and for being here. This is your first season you are being here, and every time you are here and you help us, our students, I really appreciate your kind gesture. Thank you very much. Any last word from your end?
Thank you, Mr. Richard. Yes, it's always a pleasure. I'm happy to be here, and thanks to everybody for joining and for the good questions. And we'd be happy to see you here in January at Murray State University.